Hello everyone, our topic today is all about solving quadratic equations by factorization, and this topic can be found in page 68. These are the words to learn. Kindly repeat after me. Vertex, line of symmetry, parabola, roots, factorization. What is quadratic function of x? So it is any function which involves the square of the variable x but no higher power, or a function of the second degree in x. So simply, if we are talking of quadratic equation or quadratic function, the highest power is 2. So if we have y is equal to x squared, it is an example of the simplest form of a quadratic function. So this is the graph of y is equal to x squared. And before you can graph any parabola, which is the graph of quadratic function, you need to have the table of values. So we have parabola. Parabola is the graph of quadratic equations or quadratic functions. So this is the vertex, and the vertex is the highest or the lowest point of a parabola, because sometimes a parabola opens downward. So in our example, it opens upward. And we have the line of symmetry. So the line of symmetry divides the parabola into two equal parts. This is the general form of a quadratic equation. So ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, and c are constants. And if we are talking of constants, they are numbers. And a should not be equal to 0. So example for this one, we have x squared minus 2x minus 15 is equal to 0. M squared minus 49 is equal to 0. 3a squared minus 75 is equal to 0. Solving quadratic equations by factorization. So in here, we are going to factor it out. So to solve quadratic equations by factorization, the right-hand side of the equation must always be 0, and the square term is positive. So we have the general form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So example for this one, if we have x squared minus 2x is equal to 15, in here we cannot factor it out immediately. Why? Because we need to transpose 15 to the left-hand side of the equation. So we get x squared minus 2x minus 15 is equal to 0. And if we have m squared is equal to 5m, we cannot factor it out immediately because we need to transpose 5m to the left side of the equation. So it will be equal to m squared minus 5m is equal to 0. Now let us have the difference of two squares. If we are dealing with this one, we have perfect squares. And what are perfect squares? They are a square number. So let us start with 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is equal to 16. And that. So it goes on and on. So there are other perfect squares number or square number. So if we have m squared minus 49, is equal to 0. So in here, we are going to factor out m squared, which is equal to m times m. And then 49 is equal to 7 times 7. So we are going to position m in here and the other m in here, and then 7 here and the 7 over there. Then we are going to use plus and minus sign because there's no middle term. So it will become 0. So as easy as that, and then we are going to equate it to 0. So m is equal to negative 7, and the other m is equal to positive 7. So the roots of this quadratic equation is equal to 7 and negative 7. Now let us have another one. So supposing we have 4x squared minus 64 is equal to 0. We all know that 4 is a perfect square, as well as x squared, and as well as 64. So in doing this, the factors of 4x squared is equal to 2x and 2x. And the factors of 64 is equal to 8 times 8. And we are going to position your 2x as well as your 8. So then we are going to use plus and minus sign. Then we are going to equate it to 0. So 2x plus 8 is equal to 0. Transpose 8 to the other side, it will become negative 8. Dividing both sides by what number? Correct. By the number beside your x, which is 2. Then cancel and cancel, so x is equal to negative 4. The other way around, we are going to transpose minus 8 to the other side, it will become 8. Dividing both sides by 2, we get x is equal to 4. So the roots of this quadratic equation is equal to negative 4 and positive 4. Now let us have another one, the trial and error method. So in here, we just need to try and try until we succeed. So first, we are going to have the factors of negative 15. And take note, it should be equal to your middle coefficient, which is negative 2. So let us try. So factors of negative 15 is equal to 5 times negative 3. But is 5 plus negative 3 equal to negative 2? No. So let us try another one. So negative 5 and positive 3. If we add this one, is it equal to negative 2? Yes, it is. So therefore, we have these factors. So first, we have x squared is equal to x times x, and negative 15 is equal to negative 5 times 3. So we are going to position your x here and your x there. And then we are going to have negative 5 or minus 5 and then plus 3. So whatever the position of your negative 5 and plus 3, as long as the sign is there, it is correct. So let us equate it to 0. So x minus 5 is equal to 0 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. Then transpose minus 5 to the other side, it will be equal to positive 5. And transpose 3 to the other side, it will be equal to negative 3. So the roots of this quadratic equation is equal to 5 and negative 3. So let us have another one under trial and error method. So we have x squared plus 3x minus 28 is equal to 0. So in here, we are going to try all the factors of negative 28 so that it will be equal to positive 3. So let us try 1 times negative 28. Is it equal to positive 3? No. So let us try another one. 2 times negative 14 or 2 plus negative 14, is it equal to positive 3? No. Let us try another one. How about this one? 4 plus negative 7? No. It is negative 3. So negative 4 plus 7? Yes. So we are getting negative 4 and 7 as the factors of negative 28. So remember that x squared is equal to x times x, and we will be getting the factors of negative 28, which are negative 4 and 7. So we are going to position your x and your minus 4 and plus 7. So whatever the position of negative 7 and plus 7, I should say, it doesn't matter as long as the sign is there, okay? Remember that it should be minus 4 and it should be plus 7. So equating this one to 0, so x plus 4 is equal to 0 and x plus 7 is equal to 0. Transpose minus 4 to the other side, so it will become x is equal to 4, and then transpose 7 to the other side, it will become negative 7. So the roots of this quadratic equation is equal to 4 and negative 7. Now let us have the common factor and difference of two squares. So it is a combination of 2. So if we have 3x squared minus 75 is equal to 0, so first we are going to factor it out with their common factor, which is 3. So we have 3 times x squared minus 25 is equal to 0. Then we are going to factor out x squared minus 25, which is a difference of two squares, which we have learned a while back. So the factors are the following: 3 times x plus 5 times x minus 5 is equal to 0. Then we are going to equate x plus 5 is equal to 0. Then x minus 5 is equal to 0. So we get x is equal to negative 5 for the first one and x is equal to 5 for the second one. So the roots of this quadratic equation is equal to negative 5 and positive 5. So how about if we have denominators? So in here, we are going to get the product of your denominator. So we have to multiply both sides by 4x. Simplifying further, we are going to cancel 4 and 4, and then in here, the x and your x. So what is left are the following. So x times 9x plus 4 times x minus 9 is equal to 4x because 1 times 4x is equal to 4x. Then we are going to distribute. But before we are going to distribute 4 inside the parentheses, so x times 9x is equal to 9x squared. Then distributing 4 inside the parentheses, we have 4x minus 36 is equal to 4x. Then we are going to transpose 4x to the other side. So we get 9x squared plus 4x minus 36 minus 4x is equal to 0. So we all know that 4x minus 4x is equal to 0. So we have 9x squared minus 36 is equal to 0. Now we can factor it out. So in here, the common factor is 9. So we get 9 times x squared minus 4. Then we are going to factor out x squared minus 4, which is equal to x plus 2 times x minus 2. Then we are going to equate it to 0. So we get x plus 2 is equal to 0 and x minus 2 is equal to 0. Transposing 2 to the other side, we get x is equal to negative 2. And transposing negative 2 to the other side, we get x is equal to 2. So the roots of this quadratic equation is equal to negative 2 and positive 2. Now let us have a short quiz. Solve the following. 2x squared plus 6x is equal to 0. I will give you 5 seconds to answer this one. Timer starts now. Okay, time is up. That's right. The answer is x is equal to 0 and negative 3. Let us have another one. Solve the following. X squared plus 9x plus 18 is equal to 0. 5 seconds to answer this one. That's right. The answer is x is equal to negative 6 and negative 3. Now, it's textbook time, so do your exercise 2G numbers 1 to 5 in page 71 of your textbook. So that's it for now. Please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you again next time. Bye!